Hey, welcome back with Republik DAO. Today, we're going to talk about 3 signs a crypto project is not going to make it. Smart investors know when to hold on, when to advance, and when to quickly retreat through the back door. To maximize the results from this bear market, you must persevere in order to thrive in the future. Survival is not always about having the most striking technology or the largest total value locked TVL. Often, signs of their downfall lies in factors such as tokenomics, governance, treasury management, leadership, and community. In today's video, we will share warning signs for troubled crypto projects in this bear market. There's information that can make you money, and there's information that can save you money. Ready? Let's go. Finding the next failing token before it's too late. The bear market is a market of opportunities. When valuations are suppressed and the bull market bubble bursts, projects with strong fundamentals, dedicated teams, and solid foundations to withstand the crypto winter are in a position to survive and thrive. This presents significant opportunities for investors. Looking back at the 2018 and 2019 bear market, there were a handful of selected projects that delivered substantial returns, even during the bearish massacre. For example, during the quiet market of 2019, Chainlink and Synthetics, Link and SNX respectively, soared by 486% and 2,924% respectively. That is an amazing number. Now, choosing winning projects can be challenging, but investors can do so by not only focusing on quality projects, but also by training themselves to recognize projects to avoid. Let's explore some warning signs to keep in mind when researching projects so that your portfolio doesn't turn into ashes. Warning sign number 1. Suspended supply. Tokenomics is about supply and demand. Although no token is perfect in preventing selling pressure during a bear market, we can look at token distribution and supply schedules to understand the source of that selling pressure. When examining token supply dynamics, the most important factor to consider is the percentage of circulating supply. Many tokens, especially in DeFi, are issued with a low float, meaning a small percentage of their total supply is in circulation. This often leads to a significant difference between the project's market cap, the MC, and its fully diluted valuation, or their FDV. New tokens often experience price surges that seem unreasonable right after launch because retail investors bid up the smaller token pool. However, the large gap between MC and FDV indicates that there are still a significant number of tokens yet to enter circulation. This inflationary pressure can impact the price in the future. While the case differs for each token, those with low floats and with high valuations tend to face more selling pressure during a bear market. On the other hand, those with a higher percentage of circulating supply tend to be more resilient against selling pressure. So, why does low float result in higher selling pressure? There are 2 sources. Number 1, insider allocations that have become unlocked. Many tokens have significant allocations for team members and investors. This is typically structured with a cliff, the time gap between the token launch and the first unlock, followed by a vesting period, the time it takes for the allocation to become fully unlocked. While it's not certain that insiders will immediately sell their tokens, these unlocks become a source of selling pressure from investors who may be willing to sell at current prices. Although the bear market usually sees prices decline, some insiders may still have profitable positions. There's also uncertainty regarding private investments rounds, as they're rarely disclosed, leaving us unaware and our information incomplete. Despite the information imbalance, savvy investors can use tools like Nansen, Dove Metrics, and Unlocks Calendar to gain more insights and see if insiders are selling their tokens. Number 2. Yield farmers selling their reward tokens. Alongside token unlocks, there's also selling pressure from yield farmers who utilize DeFi for maximum profits. Even during a bear market, many projects have incentive programs where they use their native tokens as rewards. Regardless of how these tokens are distributed, these inflationary programs put downward pressure on prices as yield farmers realize their gains by selling their reward tokens. The combination of token vesting schedules and inflation from yield farming rewards increases the likelihood of tokens losing value during a bear market. This selling pressure also weakens the project and reduces its chances of surviving the prolonged crypto winter. Warning sign number 2. Lack of diversified treasury. According to DeepDAO, DAO treasuries hold over the average of $8.1 billion USD in liquid and vested assets. Of that amount, only $1.0 billion USD, or 12.3%, is held in stablecoins such as USDC, USDT, DAI, FEI, and FRAX. An additional $391.8 million, or 4.8%, is held in cryptocurrencies like ETH. This data reveals a few things. Firstly, it indicates that many projects are undercapitalized and lack the funds to weather a prolonged bear market. The lack of diversification also confirms that many DAO treasuries are heavily concentrated in their own native tokens. This becomes an issue because a project's ability to survive relies on the value of its tokens, which poses problems when the market is bearish and prices are declining, as is the case now. Furthermore, to compensate contributors and cover other operational expenses, DAOs may be forced to sell their own tokens at depressed prices in an increasingly illiquid market. As a result, selling pressure worsens, treasuries deplete, and it may even lead to community disputes as selling tokens is highly unpopular among token holders. This diminishes morale and further complicates the lives of all stakeholders. If the treasure is not diversified, the project may be forced to seek alternative funding methods. For example, they may resort to OTC sales of their locked tokens at a discounted price to VCs or trading firms. These deals are usually unfavorable as they have little leverage in negotiating on behalf of token holders. The DAO itself may then struggle to finance its operations and resort to bond offerings and debt through protocols like Porter Finance and DepDAO. However, these options are still in early stages and come with significant risks, making them potentially unsuitable for most projects. While centralized developer companies, such as Uniswap Labs, may have sufficient funding, investors and token holders cannot be certain of that, as their financial positions are rarely disclosed to the public. In essence, investors should pay attention to the treasury composition and aim to avoid projects that are 100% reliant on their own native tokens. Warning sign number 3, poor governance practices. Unfortunately, DAO governance is still largely messy. Nevertheless, there are warning signs of poor governance practices that investors should be wary of. During a bear market, tensions rise, stakes are high, and trust becomes scarce. Governance can make or break a project. The governance decisions made and the way they are executed have significant consequences for the long-term health of the project. As DAOs are still in their growth phase, the industry is not yet consolidated. No one can claim that one governance practice is the best, as the same goes for organizational structures. Eventually, there are DAOs that lie at the far end of the decentralization spectrum, either relatively more centralized or relatively more decentralized. Isn't it better to be more decentralized? Well, extreme decentralization can lead to inefficiency and slower decision-making, and ultimately execution. Moreover, organizations may frequently face conflicts and power struggles, preventing them from executing the roadmap. On the other hand, many DAOs have only decentralization in theory. Despite claiming to be DAOs, their token supplies are highly concentrated among insiders, with investors and team members holding significant token allocations. It is not uncommon for team members to be the only entities capable of implementing proposals, granting special privileges to insiders in the DAO to reject or accept governance processes that benefit themselves. It's like a governance theater project. We have recently witnessed some examples of this. For instance, Bancor, a decentralized exchange, a DEX, unilaterally decided to remove impermanent loss protection, which was supposed to be their core value proposition. This decision was made without going through governance and without informing the community beforehand. Another example of governance failure is Solend, a money market that conducted on-chain voting, but then proposed the seizure of large whale funds that were in danger of liquidation. While the whale positions did pose a threat to the platform's stability, the team has since stopped pursuing the same approach. However, these incidents damaged trust among their users and communities. Investors should steer clear of projects that tend to overlook governance and take note of positive signs for projects that demonstrate clear and recognized best practices in governance. Conclusion: to find winners in this bear market that will soar in the next bull market, investors need to know what to look for, and they also need to be able to recognize warning signs that indicate a project should be avoided. This includes tokens with a large hanging supply, which will continue to be hit by selling pressure from insiders and yield farmers. Then, look for DAOs with heavier allocations to their own native tokens. And lastly, projects exhibiting poor governance practices. Bear market presents opportunities. Will you seize the chance? Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Republik DAO for more contents like these. See you next time. Cheers!